Well, pitter patter, let's get at her. It's Joe the Bull Guy, and welcome to the bullpen. As always, we have Nicole, we have Jimbo. Just remember, we are brought to you by Bull Media. And happy Cinco de Mayo, y'all.
Happy Cinco de
Happy
Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
So we're gonna jump into it. Nicole, as you guys knew, was not here last week. How are you doing, Nicole? How was Friday?
Friday was good. We went on a mini trip up to a water park resort up in Frankenmuth, Michigan at the new Bavarian in Blast Water Park that was just built like a couple months ago. So we got to experience it. It was a lot of fun. There was like mini golf there. They had a rock climbing and I climbed it. They had obstacle course inside, laser tag, shopping, restaurants. It was like a resort within a resort. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. But even though it was like a short, but it was sweet, like sweet but short kind of thing. Short but sweet. Sure. It was good. It was good. Sure. We had fun. It was nice to get away for a little bit. So.
That's awesome. At first when you started telling that story, I was like, where's this story going? She's like, we went to a water park, and I'm like, oh God. Oh, behave.
No. Family friendly.
The water park was family friendly.
Yeah, although they do have an adult swim up bar and an adult jacuzzi.
Was clothing optional on this jacuzzi?
I know, of course you had to wear clothes. I mean, at least a bathing suit, but I mean, it was a lot of fun. I'm just going to say I had a lot of fun. Iceland also went with us.
There you go. Nice. Well, let's go, Iceland. Okay. Let's see here. So, Jim, how was your weekend?
Crazy busy. Worked all weekend. Tonight's my Friday night. But tomorrow it's all restaurant work. Get to see the kiddos tomorrow because they were away during the weekend with a cheer competition. Tegan's team, they won first in their division and first overall. So that ended their season on a high note down in Virginia Beach.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so really I can't wait to see them tomorrow.
Hey, there you go. That will be amazing. Awesome. That'll be a lot of fun.
Congrats to your daughter.
How about you, buddy?
Now, tomorrow, Wednesday, or tomorrow today?
Tuesday.
So today, okay. Well, we didn't go to sleep.
Yeah,
I know. That's like the glass half full, half empty, kind of thing. But hey, it is what it is. My weekend was rough. Hung out with little man. It was okay. It was fun. Tried to get a lot of stuff done. It was hectic as all high heaven. We had horrible weather out here, but we're alive. We had food in our belly. We had a good weekend. We got to spend some time together. That was cool. This week in general is rough. May's is mental health, by the way, awareness. So we will have a mental health awareness hoodie drop soon.
Tomorrow's kind of.
Tomorrow's going to be a rough day. Well, today, Tuesday. But, it is what it is. I could either sit there and dwell on it, or I could try to move forward and move past it. So we're going to try to move past it. Not forget, but, kind of hunker down and be there. So other than that, there might be some intake of bourbon. So the live should be fun. Just saying. And
so sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
Enjoy the fucking ride, because you better hold on. And actually, we do have a new T-shirt dropping out for y'all ladies in the Joe the Bull Guy. This is a shameless plug, by the way, guys. We have 4th of July hoodies coming out. We have new underwear designs for Joe the Bull Guy for ladies. We're working on boxers right now for men. We have crop top hoodie sets. One. I'm not going to give them away, but I will give one of them away. Mondays are like fun buns. Sometimes you just got to grab them and say, fuck it. I don't know.
Ooh,
I mean, think about right.
And your autism one dropped, right?
That has been out. Yeah. So we're still running that sale till the end of the month. Any
That's
purchase
a really
of
pretty
that
design, by the way.
Yeah, that is an awesome design.
That was Jayco Drip. I was like, this is what I wanted to say. You make it work. And she goes, gotcha. So
Yeah.
it was that one.
I saw it come up. I didn't see it until I saw it today on my FYP on one of your videos, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's really nice."
Let's see. I have actually the shirt on right now, but I have the hoodie right next to me. So my Tisms be Tisming by Womack, right? The traditional Joe the Bull guy with the blue line and the face. But the proceeds of that go to the Autism Foundation. So instead of us taking any kind of kickback for the show or any kind of profit for that, we're gonna just donate that straight away. So that'll be really really cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We got to give back. Here's the thing, and I always said this because there was a time where I needed help. Lived in a cardboard box, had some fun stuff. Fun times, right?
Yeah.
Slept in my car. But here's the thing. I had people that reached out and helped when I needed it. So if I'm in a position of helping, why not?
Right.
It makes the world turn. Now, I will say this, though. You know what else is a beautiful thing? Tacos and fucking tequila, although I don't drink tequila anymore. And happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo! Sorebo, or whatever it's called.
Let's go. Is it a sombrero? I was trying to get a pinata today. I went out to the store.
I couldn't say it.
She's like, sushi,
sombrero,
samurai.
Samurai, yay!
There you go.
They said on Cinco de Mayo in America is the most consumed guacamole, and I don't doubt any day.
I don't doubt it, and I bet you it's twice as much in California too. We're not picking on California. Yes, we are. But it is what it is. We won't talk about the devil anyway. No, so it's funny because I don't touch tequila anymore, and some of you all know this story, some of you don't. But many moons ago, when I was a youngster in college, back in my day, I actually used to get cases of tequila, white tequila, Sanza Blanca, and we would just drink the shit out of it. And then one day it turned, and we were outside of a bar, and it fucked me up. I ripped a parking meter out of the ground. In front of two officers of the law, and they looked at me, looked at the parking meter, looked at me, and I was like, it fell, and I pushed it back in the ground. And they're like, please get home safely. They just were like, no, not today, Satan.
It's like National Geographic videos when you see just the bear sitting there against a tree stump, and it just starts smacking the tree stump until it rips it out of the ground. It's like,
right, dude.
It's like you need a backhoe to do that, and a bear can just smack it and lift it off the ground.
Dude, I'm like to this day, I'm like, they had to have thought I was on something, right? Like they had to have thought that I was under the influence of something, because there's absolutely right. Like there's absolutely no way that this could have possibly have been just tequila, but it was one shot of tequila. Vodka makes me end up naked places I don't remember,
me too.
Where my clothes are. But whiskey, we're good. We're happy. We have fun. We enjoy it. There's not like a oh my god. But yeah, it's definitely fun. Okay, so other than it's Cinco de Mayo. So let's get into some facts of that. We'll do our Streetwalker diaries like we usually do. And then we'll go from there. So Jimbo, why don't you kick us off with some of the facts that you found about Cinco?
So it's there's a couple pretty interesting ones, because a lot of folks think that Cinco de Mayo, that we're celebrating the independence of Mexico, but it's not the independence of Mexico. Independence Day is September 16th. Cinco de Mayo is the celebration of the win of the Battle of Pueblo against the French, which was a pretty interesting thing, because during Mexico's fight, they borrowed money from Spain, from France, and they owed them a lot of money. So France said, well, we're going to come over, we're going to take over. And France got their ass beat pretty bad. The French lost like over 500 men. The Mexican army lost barely 100. So that is celebrated. And today it's just a celebration of national pride. mainly in and around Pueblo, but it's created a stir in America, kind of like St. Patrick's Day is for the Irish in America. You know, it's
don't they say that it's actually more popular here than Mexico?
Because Independence Day is September 16th. So
right,
it's but they still have parades because we've kind of like there's more parades now in Ireland for St. Patrick's Day than there used to be because of the Americans. Like we grab something, we grab a hold of it, we make it our own. But it's also our homage to, you know, our Mexican families and our brothers and sisters and say, hey, this is something you celebrate and we have fun with it. And that's what I think that's the biggest misleading thing is people are like, yeah, it's a celebration of Mexican independence, but it's actually not. It's the celebration.
I just thought it was a day to fucking drink.
I mean,
eat.
That's a day that ends in Y.
Facts.
Every day.
That's pretty cool. That's definitely
I did find out because I did a little
got?
research on it. So I was trying to find some interesting things, some things maybe I didn't know. One of the biggest things I had no idea was it took up to President George W. Bush to celebrate. He was the first sitting president to celebrate Cinco de Mayo in the White House, at the White House.
That's cool.
That wasn't that long ago.
No.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he kind of at the end he ended his speech with a little Spanish that I think that maybe they should have had like the what's the translate app on the phones back then that they didn't.
Oh, could you imagine if they had?
It was a little rough.
That'd be crazy. That would be insane.
My man couldn't speak English too well. We have all the George W. Bushisms like, well, the WW is in the Wachitusis and it's like what?
Do you remember what was it? Fat Albert with Mushmouth. That's every time Bush would talk, like, and I'm not gonna lie, I voted for him, but like every time he would talk, I swear to Jesus, I thought of Mushmouth. Like, you're like, can someone, Jeb, take the fucking mic from him? Like, do something.
The famous line, "Obikibi Fabit Abbott."
Yeah, right.
I would say, "Obikibi Fabit Abbott."
What was the guy that? Do you remember talking about politics? That dude. Oh, what the hell was his name? He sat on stage. He was going for presidential, and he would sit there and he just started shouting "Biaw." It was like the dumbest thing ever.
I don't remember.
So
I gotta
forget his name. I'll have to think. Yeah, it was back in the day. It was when it was him and Bush running. Nicole, I think didn't you say you had some interesting facts though about Cinco de Mayo as well, right?
I can get some for you.
I thought they were.
I don't.
I thought you had them saved in the private chat.
Sorry. Franklin Roosevelt Good Neighbor policy of 1919 paved the way for Cinco de Mayo to become an American holiday. Sizable crowds, street festivals, live music, and dancing of all staples of celebrating this national holiday. Pavolino is the official dish of Cinco de Mayo. Looking for the best bash? Los Angeles, Chicago, and Houston are known to hold the biggest Cinco de Mayo events across the country. Though meant to celebrate the outcome of the Battle of Puebla, sounds like but anyway, we have all included celebrations.
Pueblo.
Nicole, you could have wrote George W. Bush.
Say it. It sounds like Pueblo.
Pueblo. Pueblo. So real quick,
Pueblo.
That's so interesting because mole poblano, it's
I can't.
mole sauce. It's like a chocolate-based sauce.
Right, and poblanos are really like great peppers to cook with.
Such good flavor, not hot. I don't like mole sauce, man. Like I've worked in like a couple years ago, I worked in a Mexican restaurant that it was a Oaxacan style, because they have their regions just like Italy and everybody else. They have their regions, and they're like, "Oh, Jim, him. My name is him." They're like, "Him, the mole." I go, "No bueno." I'm like, they're like, "What?" I'm like, I just don't care for it." They're like, "Oh, Americans love chocolate, bro," and I'm like, I don't. I don't
You know
like
what?
that sauce. I'm just not my. It's not my thing.
It's a little too
Rich.
it's a little too sweet for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's like it's a little thick. Not that
Yeah.
thick's a bad thing. Let's talk about thick thighs save lives, but I'm talking like it's a little thick, that sauce.
Yeah.
So not my favorite, but the play on it, if it was like semi-sweet chocolate with the pepper, I think it'd be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt with the good neighbor policy, that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
How he paved the way. Other than that, I mean, I definitely thank you for sharing that, Nicole. I did find one that Cinco de Mayo is not only celebrated in the US but all across the globe. Canada, Australia, Japan, just to name a few. You had an interesting fact, Jim, about like food items on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
So go ahead and fill us in on some of that.
So I mean, it's because what you're going to do, and my opinion is this is the American version of what we do for St. Patrick's Day. So what do you do on St. Patrick's Day, right? You drink green beer. Man, they don't drink green beer in Ireland. You know what I mean? It's like we just, not to say a bad word, because I never curse, right? I never curse, right?
Oh, Jim, no, you don't say a fucking curse word ever.
We just bastardize things. We bastardize things and make it our own, and it's like American. It's and it's like tortillas and chips and dip and guacamole and tequila and salt on the rim of everything with a little sour, sweet and sour, and the guacamole on Cinco de Mayo is the largest day in America that guacamole is eaten. And I'm like, makes sense. Meanwhile, it's just like an everyday condiment. But it's like, that's like saying if you go to like France and on the 4th of July, they're like, yeah, we put mustard on everything, or we put ketchup. We put ketchup on everything. Like, it's like,
well, here's one thing I wanted to add to that, because you brought that up. 87 million pounds of avocados are used and purchased on Cinco de Mayo.
Wow.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, it was not. The numbers were nuts.
Insane.
I didn't write the numbers down. It was insane.
That's
this
crazy.
This doesn't really have to do with the food, but did you also know that Cinco de Mayo has a lot to do with the Chicano rights movement in the 1960s and the 1970s? Cinco became closely associated with Chicano rights movement.
So that's really interesting.
That's cool.
That is
awesome.
awesome.
That is definitely. I like that.
Yeah. And that's another thing.
And it was recognized as a national holiday in the U.S. in 2005. I don't know. Did you say that?
Yeah, with Bush.
With Bush.
Okay.
Yep.
Bush. I didn't hear that part. Sorry. That was coming with some good facts.
Love it. Love it.
Let's see. I had another one here. Go ahead, buddy.
If you want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, wait till September. Find not Cinco de Mayo, but your Mexican heritage or the independence of Mexico.
Independence.
Find your local mom and pop Mexican restaurant where they're home cooking everything. You don't go to Chili's. Don't go to Applebee's. Don't go
to Chili's.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Taco Bell is out.
Don't go to fucking Taco Bell, bro.
No.
Don't go to Taco Bell. Don't make a run for that border because you're going to be taking a run to the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, something's going to be moving south.
The O-rings are going to be tested. And just hang out. Just hang out and be yourself and ask your server, say, what do you recommend? What's the house special? And It's just like going into an Italian restaurant. It's like going into a Polish restaurant and going, it's the holiday and we want to celebrate, and what do you recommend? And they're going to be more than happy to go, try this, try this, try this. And you're going to bring the family, you're going to have a fun time because it's just warm. I equate, and I said this before, there's such a parallel in the last few hundred years of Irish American heritage and Mexican American heritage to where they correlate so much. And it's that you come in, you hang out, you have a good time, and now you're part of the family. And that's important to do. And you do that on Cinco de Mayo, you do it in September, and you're going to have a great time. You're going to eat good, you're going to drink good, and you're going to have a good time.
Look, I always have a good time going to our local spot. We got this place that just opened up that's like one of the best taco places I've been to, and they're so hospitable. Like I walked in and they're like, no, let's put you in a better table. I was like, what? Why? And they're like, oh, well, we see your logo. And I'm like,
no, they ignore the grande. They're like, we're going to give you a table.
I'm not an Andy, I'm an Ito.
You know, they're like, well, no, sir, we're not going to give you in a booth. I'm like, why? What are you saying?
Are you saying I won't fit? Like, what the fuck, man? You know, God. Like I was going to order 6 tacos. Now I'm only going to order 4. Thanks. You know, it's only going to cost me $12 instead of $15. Fuck. No, but really though, it's funny because like some of these mom and pop places that you look at, they really embrace their culture and their heritage, right? Like that V&V Scratch Kitchen. They wanted to make something that was from scratch for their kids, and they incorporated that into a business. There's an Italian place that I'm going to try to get a restaurant review at, which is Girasola here in Pittsburgh. That's one of the best Italian foods. The guy is from Italy. Everything's made from, say, his pasta's made from scratch, his ricotta, his mozzarella, everything is just from scratch, right? And so we're going to try to do that as well. You can't, what, because I'm Ande instead of Ito? Un cafecito, por favor. Yeah, I stole that from Buffy. If I come and visit her down in Florida, obviously the humidity can't be there, but we're going to 8th Street, which is like Little Havana. I know Mexico, Havana, 2 different places, but definitely want to go there and try some of their food. Just whatever you do, don't do the Tex-Mex crap, please. Actually have authentic shit. If it burns going in, it's going to burn coming out. It means it's authentic. If it goes, tastes good and it doesn't burn. Yeah.
Little side note. Real Tex-Mex is a thing, but it's down in like San Antonio, south is at Brownsville.
I'm in Pennsylvania. Don't eat it here. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like if you're in Texas, sure, Tex-Mex is a real thing. Anywhere outside of Texas, dude, you're just cruising to spend the night on the toilet. Like you might as well go schedule a colonoscopy because you don't need the cleanse. That will do it for you.
So I was taking a smoker from Jersey to, it was either Houston or San Antonio. And I think I might have been in Alabama, and I hit a gas station and there was a food truck, and it was a Mexican food truck. And I was like, let me go take a look at it. I see everybody's working in there and I'm like, I'm going to give it a try. Some of the best tacos I think I've ever, top 5 tacos I've ever had in my life. And you had to kind of point the way, and my Spanish is bad. I've worked in restaurants my whole life. I've worked in Mexican restaurants. It's just I know a little bit of Italian, I know a little bit of Spanish, and I get just all discombobulated. Next thing I'm talking Polish, and I'm like, just like it's the food was phenomenal because it was made from the heart. It was homemade. It was right there. It doesn't matter where you are. If it's the people that are making it, and they're there and they're smiling at you, and they're like, yeah, this is our salsa, try our salsa and try this and try this. This is this. Hell yeah, I'm going to try it. Now, if I go to a chain, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Oh, come on. You don't want to try Taco Bell's new fucking Cantina, whatever the fuck it is?
No. Dorito crusted banana pepper. No, dude, because it's.
Look,
No.
I agree
all
with you.
chemicals and soy.
Look, yeah, I'm not eating soy. Fuck that noise. I'm not vegan. But I will say this though, like you're right. Like I was on a bus, I was on a Greyhound from New York to Pittsburgh when I was going to school out there. And I had to go from upstate New York down to the city and then from the city across. So by the time I got on the bus up in college, it was about 2:30 in the afternoon. Got into New York, 8, got on the bus at 5, and then went straight across to PA, and then it would stop right outside of Penn State at this gas station. Middle, like we're talking 2:30 in the morning, right? That we got there. And there's a food truck there, and I'm starving. The gas station's closed except for the bathroom. Why the bus stopped there? I don't know. We left 3 people off the bus in the middle of fucking nowhere, and everything's closed but this taco truck. I run off the bus, and the bus driver's like, "You're gonna love those tacos, not later." And I'm like, "What?" So I run over and I get chorizo tacos. I got carnitas, and I got it was a carne asada burrito.
2 of my favorites.
Right, and I get it all back on the bus, and I'm sitting there, I'm chowing it down. I have the horchata, excuse me, can't say the H. It's H is silence. It's not horchata, it's horchata. And I'm sitting there and I'm drinking it. I'm eating these spicy carrots, and I'm like, man, this shit's fucking amazing. Right, it felt like I, other than hookers, like I was in TJ. So I'm like sitting there and I'm eating the tacos. Shit's dripping down my arm, my face. Like it was so good. The person next to me was like, you're disgusting me. And I'm like, your odor disgusts me. Shut up. And I just keep eating, right? And about 20-30 minutes later, I get the and I'm like, do not do this on a fucking bus. Please do not do this on the bus. And then you hear and I'm like, okay. And I go to the bus driver. I was like, why did you tell me not to eat at that place? He goes, did you get the spicy salsa? I said, yeah. He goes, we're not built for that. Because you might want to go use the restroom. It's been about 30 minutes. And I was like, okay. I go in there and let me tell you, I swear that's probably what the devil's asshole feels like. Because it burned like a son of a bitch. I heard Johnny Cash, I go down in a burning ring of fire. Like it was just straight lava coming out, but it tasted so good going in. It's crazy.
So
and now I have stomach problems, so I don't even fuck with shit like that anymore, but I would.
So me and a certain group of friends that I have, we have our personal, what we call rules of engagement. So whenever you go anywhere, the number one rule is know your limits. And that's stomach limits. That's what you got limits. On your personal limit. Like it's like the number one rules, know your limits. And you're like, if I'm on a bus and I'm traveling and I'm wearing these drawers and these pants for a couple of days, am I eating the spiciest thing I can find? You didn't care.
I'm down.
You're like, fuck. You threw caution to the wind.
Listen, you know what? 90% of my life is throwing caution to the wind, right? I mean, I dated a vegan liberal. Like right there, caution out, boom, gone. Dated a redheaded nurse, boom, gone. Dated a Puerto Rican, boom, there went that inhibition. Jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. Why? I don't know. Fear of heights. I don't know. Still won't eat the booty hole though. I'll eat some spicy Mexican shit, but I won't eat a booty hole. Nope, Jim, you're not going to convince me on this. Let's see here.
It's all part of it's all on the menu.
Okay, well, let's do this. We're going to Jim, let's try something real quick here. Okay, we're gonna take just a boy's take on something. Nicole, give us a second. We need some privacy.
Okay.
So listen, I don't fucking understand this and make this make sense. This booty hole bullshit. Why is this such a trend? I don't do it. You've done it. Why? Why is it such a thing?
I don't think it's a trend. I think it's something that's been done for a long time. I think it's more vocal now. Look at the female comics. Look at the female comics that are coming up. You're on that comedy scene.
Yeah.
I feel like female comics really need to lay their stuff out there more than men do, and they get more vulgar about sex than men do, because I think that it's more funnier coming from them, because forever women were like, oh, we don't talk about this. What's an orgasm? We don't know what orgasm is. Like, we don't know what, like, okay, for real, they do, but it was always that persona through the 50s, the 60s. I just think it's always been there. I just think it's more vocal now. That's my opinion.
Well,
I don't think women are embarrassed to talk about it, like how men have always talked about it. It was the locker room talk. Well, women do locker room talk now too, publicly.
well, they've always done locker room talk. Let's be realistic.
But
here,
now
okay?
it's publicly. Now they're like, oh, guys have been doing it for years. We can do it too. And I think it's cool.
Listen, we're not judging.
Yeah.
Look,
We're just asking why
I'm
it's so
not judging.
popular now.
We listen and we don't judge. Okay. I'm just curious to know why. Because it was intriguing. I don't know. Maybe, sometimes you want to get stuck into the Spider-Verse. I don't know. I just figured I'd ask. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
but
that Copper Penny is a friend of mine.
The Copper Pet, that's wild behavior. Okay. You know what? Okay, boy time over. Let's bring Nicole back. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? So, quick.
All right, we're done talking about it, Nicole.
We're done talking about inappropriate shit. We couldn't talk about it with ladies in the room. Sorry, we had to. Anyway, we were talking about Mexican food, booty hole. If it went hand in hand. But anyway, Nicole, how's our Streetwalker Diaries looking? Do we have any fun ones tonight?
Pretty good. We got 3 Streetwalker stories tonight.
It's enjoyable if done right. Okay.
Okay, Dominique. And isn't it your birthday?
With the booty.
Wasn't it Dominique's birthday or something?
It was Dominique. It was Jameson's birthday. She turned 8.
Oh, okay.
And Queso's birthday, or Hannah, is on the 9th.
Okay.
So fun
times.
We'll be doing birthday battles.
That'll be Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to definitely say happy birthday then. I just
we're doing birthday battles.
Friday.
Let's go.
How'd you get fired on your day off? How'd you get fired on your day off?
Do you want me to start with one of our stories?
Whoa. Who got fired on their day off?
It's Friday. You ain't got shit to do. Where were you building a clubhouse?
You ain't got no job.
You ain't got no job. I'm quitting Friday.
Oh, I was like,
how'd you get fired on your day off?
What? How do you watch movies and I knew that line?
Listen, okay, it's been a long week, okay? And today's only fucking Tuesday.
They said I was stealing boxes. Stealing boxes? What are you building, a clubhouse?
Oh, listen. Speaking of boxes, we're not going to talk about speaking of boxes. It's been 6 years. Fuck that. Anyway, hey, boom, boom. Okay, Nicole, let's hear that. Let's hear one of them Streetwalker Diaries.
All right, it says, he bought me a vibrator. Towards the earlier part of my career as a sexually active adult, I had a one-night stand, or more accurately, a 2-hour stand with some dude from OkCupid. It turned out, in my experience, it was more obvious than I realized, because when we were finished, he decided to share his wisdom, explaining to me how I should be having lots of sex because it's good for me. And the more. So we got dressed, and then he led me to the sex. Encouraged me to buy a dildo, as it will help me learn about my vajayjay. I never heard from him again.
Interesting. So he bought her a vibrator, and she said
no. He insisted that she buy one, and that he told her after they performed with each other that she needed to be having a lots of sex, and that having a lots of sex was good for her. And that he said that she needed to learn more about her vajayjay with the dildo. So obviously, what does that tell you? She was a weak lay, or?
You know what it tells me? I think that guy liked it up the pooper. I think he liked, the strap on with the little starry floppy cock and just run right up in there. Maybe it was purple with some stars and glitter.
Or he's a narcissist.
Facts.
And kind of was trying to put her down because he wasn't, or didn't want her to feel like he was satisfied.
Yeah.
And maybe he just had a performance issue.
Isn't that mean?
Either way, it's fucked
I
up.
think that was mean, and I think that's a narcissist way of being mean after sex. Like, and then that he didn't call her afterwards. I think that's a shitty
Like
move.
she's got to learn about her for JJ. Like, how do we not?
Yeah.
How does she not know about her for JJ?
That's a shitty move. How about
Well,
introduce it and work with it, and if you like her, be a part of it. And
how are you gonna take somebody on a 2-hour stand, because it's not a nightstand, it's a 2-hour stand, and then take him to the sex shop? That is definitely not my first choice of a first date.
look,
Or
it's
even
one thing if you're like,
he sounds like a
it's one
straight
thing
dick.
if you buy something and you're like, hey, let's use this to spice up the bedroom, but to be like, you need to take this now and figure out how to use it. He's a douche nozzle.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
there's
that's
no other.
total
That's a
fucking
fuck
dick.
boy.
Yep.
That's a fuck boy. That's like a
Yeah,
tattooed,
he didn't know
bearded
his
fuck
way
boy.
around her, obviously.
Dominique
Exactly.
nailed it.
He did not know how
Dominique
to please her correctly, so she did not want to perform.
Dominique nailed it. Yep.
So his own insecurities and told her to get it. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
The audacity. Like,
The audacity.
I don't
Take
think
your
I would
time,
ever
bro.
tell somebody that it was like, hey, you're not good enough, or I'm not good enough, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't
think
know
I'd
if I
ever
could
put
say,
someone
hey,
down.
you're just so clay. Right?
She's lucky she didn't hear from him again.
I hope he gets herpes. Anyway, what's the next one?
Okay, anyway. Next one. He laughed every time he came. When I was in college, I went to an art school where it was surprisingly
Whoa,
difficult.
wait, back up. Hold on. You said he laughed every time he came?
Yes.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's go into the story. So when I was in college, I went to this girl went to an art school where it was surprisingly difficult to find straight men to date. I checked this dating app. There was this really cute guy who was messaging me, a man I often refer to as a Russian magician. He provided himself on his heritage and he performed magic tricks at parties, clubs. He was great, but after a while, it started really creeping me out because every time he would come, he would just start laughing hysterically.
You know, all I can say is like, we want to go as they're sinking their teeth in those W's.
He was a magician. A fucking magician.
I understand.
Doing magic tricks at a fucking
I bet you
club.
that's probably what was coming through his head. As he was coming, he was thinking abracadabra.
Abracadabra!
Jimbo laughed so hard it came out his nose.
I almost
so he
drowned it.
And left.
I almost drowned it.
That's not the drowning you want, sir. It's between the thighs of a good woman. Anyway, go
I
ahead, continue.
I can breathe through my ears, but listen.
Okay. That was funny.
How do you the whole what?
What? I knew one that would cry, that would whimper, and one would be like twitch and moan, awkward. Oh shit!
Like, voila. Like,
I bet you that magician was like, I could pull a rabbit out of this. Papa, you know. These are how kids
probably carries dildos and toys in his magic hat.
Nicole, I gotta learn not to take a sip before your story. I took a sip before the story and it came through my nose.
This one's good. It's about eating donuts.
Oh Christ, here we go.
All right. She ate a donut while getting laid. He was there hours late for at home dinner date. He knew I'd be pissed, so he bought me a donut. When we finally showed up as an apology treat, we were both really horny, but I couldn't wait to nom on that donut. So late the donut mid-thrust while we were having sex. I felt like a total queen in the excitement, but I cried. I got all where my fingers, face, and boobs was not a good look. So while she was getting laid from behind, she's eating that donut like no other, you know?
Here's my thing with that. First of all, you know, food could be fun, right? Okay, but why you eating a fucking donut? Like, why don't you just chew gum too? You'd say you're bored as fuck.
No,
right?
well, he was late for their dinner date. and he brought the donut for an apology because she liked donuts. But then they started getting really
I
horny, and she was hungry, so she ate that bitch.
So why
So I
not
think-
play ring toss?
I think
Good choice. I don't know. Maybe she put it on his.
She could have eaten it off of that. No, she's just sitting there getting. I'm not like.
first of all, Nicole needs to show us again how that happened.
Oh God. Here we
Wait,
go.
what?
Second of all,
Lord help us.
I said the demonstration that you had put on. I think we need to.
Oh
experience
yeah.
one
Okay,
more
she was
time.
doing the donut mid thrust, and then she was like eating on that fucking donut, and he was getting rammed from behind.
Why do I feel like I just came out of an R. Kelly video?
And I'm spent.
Did
So
you just? Jim's over here with oil going. Hey,
it's my
okay.
donut. It's my donut eating mask. So
Oh
the
my
You put that
God!
on when
Listen,
you're doing
eyes
it?
wide shut.
Wait! I do put that on when you're doing the dirty.
sometimes,
Jimbo.
sometimes.
See, why did I think you had a Nacho Libre mask
You had a
that you
little
wore?
kink
Not
side.
that.
too. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Kink scary side, but I'm down for it. I mean,
He's
not
got
down.
bull whips
I'm
on the
like-
wall. If you and he was in the rodeo, of course he's
I'm
got
like
a
A to
kinky
Z.
side.
I aim to please. I'm A to Z. So
Look,
so
he puts the
anyway.
belt around his own
Hey,
neck.
let's
Okay,
go.
that's all I'm
So
gonna
anyway,
say. He's
Oh
like,
my god.
where was the glass of milk? Like if I'm eating donuts, I need a glass
"Where's
of milk.
the glass of milk?" Yeah, it's with
It was
abracadabra.
his cream filling, or was her cream filling?
Oh, did he stuff the
Ooh, I don't
donut?
know.
I'm wondering, is that why she was eating? It was like a Van Wilder. Oh God, it's so warm and creamy.
How about that clip just came on today? Somebody put the clip up there, and they're like, "This is so great. This is warm. This is so warm."
Oh, it's so good when they're fresh.
It's like warm apple pie. What's the third
Look,
base feeling?
I'm just asking, who else got
That clip
nauseous
just
at
hit
that scene?
Instagram today, and I was like, "That was a funny." And I can't. I'm like, "Nope, can't watch it again."
Oh,
Jim
you have
was
no
so
idea,
great.
Hannah.
Yes,
You have no
girl,
idea.
Yes.
Look, there was so Jimbo's actually more famous than this or TikTok. Just so you know, he was on that TV show called Real Sex. He was the guy that they were all riding in that first.
Hey.
Jim knows exactly. Jim's like, "Yep, I remember that episode."
Man, I was like 15.
Damn.
They had the stirrups on. I just dated myself.
I was
No,
like 15 years old watching HBO when everybody went to bed.
right,
I
and that was,
swear.
and you didn't need the waves. Oh my!
Remember the
God.
music? Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun, dun.
God.
You hear that music and you're like, real sex. Dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun,
it's like a da-dum. Like everybody knows that.
yeah.
Look, we do listen and we don't judge. No one's judging Jimbo. Just we know Jimbo's a freak. That's all. He's
Hey.
the bull. Not the only thing he's got there. There's nipple clamps hanging there too.
I've been
And
judged
they're-
my whole life. I don't want to worry about
I hate
anything.
I've been judged my whole life. Listen, I don't give a fuck. If you don't feed me, fuck me, or financing me, your opinion of me don't fucking matter. So, and I say the worst shit to myself in the mirror. You don't fuck out of here. You're gonna hurt
Exactly.
my
I judge
feelings.
me worse than anybody, so don't worry about it.
I mean, shit. I told the internet repetitively for the past 6 years I have a teeny pecker. Like, let's go. That's funny. Donuts
Positive
in bed.
affirmations.
I don't know. I mean, we could pull one. I got some. Let's
No, I
see.
have some.
You have some? Go ahead, grab one. I'll grab one of
Yeah,
these.
there's just a couple. They're really short. I'm becoming
Right.
the best version of myself.
That's what she said.
I believe I can succeed in anything I set my mind to. In
Yes.
every
that's also what she said.
situation, I choose to see the positive. And my
There you go.
positive attitude creates positive results.
Love it.
There you go.
There you go. Hopefully not positive results like Magic Johnson.
No, I definitely don't want to have fear.
Was that too far? That was too far.
No, but let's go down that rabbit hole now.
Oh, here we go. Let's hear it.
Dude's been diagnosed for
92?
25 years. Who
Right.
has had AIDS for over 25 years?
with
Not
no
long because
issues.
they usually pass away after a while.
With no issues.
You can live with
Right.
HIV, but you can't live with AIDS.
No. He was full blown. He was definitely positive.
Just saying.
Just throwing it out there.
I am
Let's.
your worst
I pulled
enemy.
one.
Oh, I like that one, Dominique.
That's a fact.
I got one. I got one from the old nurses.
That's a fact.
You
We
remember
are
the nurse?
all our own worst
Okay.
enemies, for sure.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So here's
Dude.
one for you. What?
Is she bringing that back or what?
Yeah, I
she
missed
was,
those.
from my understanding, there was some copyright issues to a couple of her things that she did.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So we're just not. We're gonna find a new one, but for now, we still have 365 of them. We can make our own. It just takes some time and work. But I'm down.
I know a nurse.
No.
Hey.
We'll save that. We'll save that for Friday. We're gonna save that conversation for Friday, for Fetish Friday. So here's badass affirmation from the retired nurse. You are strong, you are grounded, you are a fucking force to reckon with. Now go show these motherfuckers who the fuck you are.
Love it.
It's so the retired nurse always comes through, especially she feels like she calls you out half the time. With that being said, with this Murphy's Law fucked up manic Monday, remember to take some time for yourself this week. It's very important for your own mental stability, your own mental health, that you take that time to care for yourself. You can't love somebody if you don't love yourself, right? You have to put your own mask on first before helping others. In this month of mental health awareness, be that fucking advocate for yourself.
Hello?
Okay? Go take a bath. Go for a walk. I don't know. Smoke a spliff. Whatever. Do something that makes you happy. It is what it is. Obviously, don't do something that's self-destructive. That's not the outcome, right? Like do something healthily for yourself. Go walking, bowling. Go to a petting zoo. Grab a goat. I don't fucking know.
Become a petting zoo. Start a petting zoo.
I identify as a petting zoo. I am giving free rides on this bull. Just throwing it out there. It's been 6 years. Anyway, born again virgin. Hi, nice to meet you. So with that being said, as always, tomorrow's a better day with you in it, and you're fucking amazing. We will see you back. This presentation was from Bull Media and Aimbot.
Bull Media.
No calorie.
Bull Media.
We'll see you
also,
guys
you guys
later.
have any emails, make sure you like and subscribe and email us.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Go join the Discord if you don't mind, and we'll see you soon. Now, I don't know who the fuck to yell at anymore.
Fucking
you know what? Fuck.